What's up, breathing people? Welcome back to another episode of Just Breathing Home Edition. I'm JC.
I'm Brittany.
And welcome back. Tonight, I wanted to talk about your favorite subject. I want to talk about your favorite subject. This is a great start. I want to talk about your favorite subject.
I'm like so excited to know what that is.
Social media.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. But I really wanted to have this conversation for a couple reasons. One, I just got back not too long ago from taking a little break from social media.
Oh, okay.
Like literally just deleting it off of my phone. I would like do whatever I needed to do for pages that I manage on a desktop, but not on my phone.
Right.
And it was good. It was a really cool experience because like I don't use social media obsessively.
Mhm.
I don't really get into a lot of the trending stuff just
Yeah.
in terms of like using reels and posting, you know, whatever the trends are
Yeah.
of the day for social media. But I like to scroll, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great addition to a bathroom.
I think, yeah.
It's the Reader's Digest of bathrooms now.
That's just so funny to me. I'm just
But-
such an odd person, I guess.
Yeah. But I took this break just for a couple reasons, and I'll go over that, but then I'll go over why I want to talk to you about it.
Okay.
So a lot of the reason that I took off was because I found myself just scrolling.
Mm.
And there wasn't like a rhyme or reason to the scroll. It just was there. I could just open it up when I was bored or when I was wanting to be bored
Yeah.
or going to the bathroom, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I just found myself like literally I out of body experience found myself scrolling and being like,
Why?
why am I here? You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know if anybody else has found themselves in this, but like Facebook does a fantastic job with their videos where
Yeah.
you know it just like goes to the next video one right after another,
Yeah.
and they're all like fun.
Yeah.
It's stupid,
Yeah.
but I like that.
Hmm.
You know, when I'm trying to get away from the monotony or the craziness or the stress of the day, I want stupid.
Right. Right.
And Facebook has plenty of it.
Right.
So it was great. But I don't want to live my life there.
Yeah.
I want to live my life here in our home. I want to live my life here with you, with the
Yeah.
kids. And I want to be doing what I want to be doing with my life,
Yeah.
not there.
Yes. Yes.
So, and that's one of the reasons. Second reason, and this is more of a personal one, was Instagram is not the best place if you're a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody knows what I'm talking about if they're listening to this podcast and they're on Instagram. It is a difficult place to be for a guy.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole like culture built on Instagram models.
Right.
Like
right.
there are models that are making millions of dollars a year just modeling on
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's crazy.
And it's great and terrible
Yeah.
all at the same time. So that was another reason. And anybody that kind of goes over to their search feature and sees kind of like what's trending,
Yeah.
it doesn't really go by your searches, but like the things you click on, and they
Yeah.
like make it for you.
Right. Right.
And mine was starting to get towards the Instagram model feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
And the thing that really stinks about Instagram, and I really, really wish that they would change this feature, is you can't shut that off.
Yeah. That's
Like you have to like, if you want to get that off, you have to basically like recurate your feed
wow.
and actually like, so just start searching for puppies
Oh,
or start
wow.
searching for cars
Like
or
purposefully go out of your way to just like make I'm trying to find the right words. Like what's the word?
like recalibrate the algorithm.
The algorithm. That was the word
Right.
I was trying to find. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You have to completely flip the algorithm to whatever you want to be there.
Right.
And that's not an easy thing to do. And yeah, so that was another reason. I'm not really ashamed of like talking about that. And I thankfully was able to just be like, okay, I'm done for a while.
Right.
And I
Right.
just shut it off, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really cool because, like, one of the things that I really learned from this and that really stuck out to me while I was off social media was like the fact that I could put my phone over here and just forget that it
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Like, I would find myself being like, where'd I put my phone?
Yeah.
And that's not a thing when you have social media and you're active on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a thing, it's your go-to,
Yeah.
you know, in the in-between times in the day, like, you know where your phone is.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But I found myself, and I know you're laughing because
I lose my
you
phone.
lose your
all the-
phone constantly.
I'm so happy for the watch you got me.
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Yeah. I hear like this pinging randomly in the day, and I'm like, Brittany forgot her phone.
It's usually like some obvious place too, like on the table or something. It's
Yeah.
just covered up by something.
But it was a cool thing to see that a lot of these apps that we use are the things that are sort of attaching our phones to us.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just the phones themselves that are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's these apps. It's these social media companies that have just dialed in attention,
Yeah.
and they know how to earn it. They know how to keep it,
Yeah.
and they know how to exploit it. And good on them.
Yeah.
I mean, they did fantastic in sociology,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it was revealing to see that as soon as I stopped using social media, the phone became a non-entity. It
Wow.
became what it was actually supposed to be, which is a tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I only picked up my phone when I needed to call somebody
Right.
or text somebody or for GPS.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Like, it was really amazing that, and the switch took place like quickly.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as social media was off my phone, it was a tool again.
Right. Because there was no point you couldn't access it through there. So
No. So I
yeah.
just like, it stayed where it was.
Yeah.
It was such an interesting thing. And I highly recommend anybody that is honest with themselves and finds themselves scrolling and just looking through social media constantly. Dude, take a break, and it will be a fascinating experience.
Yeah.
Really good. So that is kind of what I'm coming out of, but I wanted to talk about the fact that we have 3 kids that are, I don't know what social media is going to be there when they're our age. You know, I imagine that it's going to look, I mean, just look at how differently social media looks from when we were in high school
Yeah. Yeah.
to now.
It's I feel like there won't even be, it'll be like different things. Like, what are all the young people on now? They're on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't even know if they're on Facebook. Are they even on Facebook? That's like an old people thing now.
Yeah, most aren't on Facebook.
So like Instagram and TikTok. And so
Yeah.
it'll be something else when our kids are older. But I feel like I don't want them to be on.
Well, okay.
Well, we can teach them. I feel like we should teach them.
Yeah, but this is the conversation that I wanted to have. Like, how are we going to handle that when they come to us and they're like, hey, my friends are on Spladoodle,
Yeah.
and I really want to be on Spladoodle too,
Yeah.
because that's where all the cool kids are. They're on
Right.
Spladoodle.
Right. Right.
And honestly, that's probably not even close to where we're actually going to be with things, like, because we're probably going to be in like virtual reality and we're
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
doing a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like, how would you handle that type of conversation if it came up in 5 years?
I mean, I can tell you the things I know I would do. Like, I don't think that our kids need a phone. So they wouldn't have a phone until they're like driving.
Right.
I mean, that's what I think. And then I'll pay for their phone because I want to make sure they're safe, but I'm not going to pay for a fancy phone.
Right.
If they want a fancy phone, they need to get a job and they'll have to pay for it themselves. So then if they get to that point where they actually have a fancy phone and they can like look at stuff all day long, that's where I don't know, because I want to teach them. So originally, like as a younger parent, I probably would have been like, oh, well, like I would let them do that and just check in on them. But now knowing everything I know, I probably would, depending on what it is, if I know that like creepy things are happening on that social media site, I'd probably just say straight up no. But if I'm not sure, or if I think that it might be safe, then I would probably say yes, but with like, I'm going to be on it too. Like I'm going to check your phone, not to be like mean helicopter parent, but because I want to teach you, like maybe you're conversing with someone who isn't telling you the truth, and I want to teach you how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to teach you because like I want to say a full out no, but at the same time, like I don't want them to leave my house and then get tricked.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like this like weird like balancing act of, okay, well, we'll let you go so far so that you can learn and hopefully become wise so that when you leave my house, you have some knowledge.
Yeah.
And aren't fooled. Yeah.
It's really interesting because like I was listening to someone talk about the ways in which like different generations view social media and how like boomers see it like entertainment. They see it kind of the same way that they would see TV.
Yeah.
And the entertainment that they grew up with. And then, you know, millennials see it more as a tool. So they see it as a way to promote. They see it as a way to kind of like up their game and whatever hustle that they're getting into or whatever it is. Whereas like Gen Z, which is the generation right after us, they see it as life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's where they exist.
Right.
And that's where they get their information. That's where they kind of learn. That's where they grow. That's where they hang out. You know? So it's just really interesting to look at it from that perspective, because we have to come at how we're going to teach our kids from that viewpoint, that when they're hanging out with their friends, like their friends are on this platform and that's how they're socializing with each other. So we don't want to like leave our kids out of that, being able to socialize in that way.
Right.
Completely. I think there's like a way to balance like the understanding of the past and that like saying, hey, this used to just be a tool.
Yeah.
And maybe it should stay in that realm a little bit. So let's be careful making it real life.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
And here are some of the ways in which it's really affected people in a negative way.
Right.
So watch out for this. The comments aren't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is another reason why, I feel like I would want my kids to be older when they even start, because if you start so young on social media, like it does feel more real and you're influenced by it more, and that feels more real, if that makes sense. Like the things that you see and the things that are the comments that you hear, they feel like that's the most important thing in the world if you grow up with it, or at least that's the way it seems. With like the younger people I know, like that's really important to them. And I want our kids to know that like that's just like it's not real life. And a lot of the things that they see on there, like talking about the Instagram models and stuff, like I mean, that's great for them that they're like beautiful people, and you know, but like you don't have, like that doesn't make you, like you don't have to be that person.
Right.
Like that doesn't make you valuable. If you're not that person, then you're not valuable anymore. Like I don't want them to believe those lies, which is very easy to believe when you're on social media.
Yeah. Which
it's like to me, social media is stressful because it's just like a comparison thing. You
Mm.
just see all the like highs. I guess you see the highs and lows, I feel like, on social media. And so you feel like, oh wow, like everybody's life is just so wonderful.
Right.
And then it almost makes you feel like, what am I doing wrong, or what am I missing out on? Or and then you just like almost become sad or depressed for nothing.
Mhm.
Like their life is just like yours. Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that I think you kind of have to take head on.
Mhm.
And I wish that I had more people do that for me as all of this stuff sort of started to become a part of life.
Yeah.
Um and cuz like and I'm not mad at parents or family or anybody that didn't kind of like help me
Yeah.
understand and navigate this new medium, because they don't know how to navigate this new
Right.
medium.
Right.
And like we're going to be in that same boat, but at the same time at least we have some knowledge from navigating this phase
Mhm.
of social media.
Mhm.
We won't know how to navigate completely the new phase or whatever that becomes, but at least we can teach like macro lessons
Yeah.
and be like you're saying, like, okay, let's look at these Instagram models.
Yeah.
Let's investigate how happy they are.
Yeah.
Let's investigate like the downsides of being an Instagram model.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they got plenty of attention.
Yeah.
They got plenty of men in
Mhm.
their DMs, but
Yeah.
like most of them don't have a boyfriend
Right.
or a husband
Yeah.
or you know what I mean?
Right. A
There,
healthy relationship. Yeah.
there's costs
Yeah.
to everything.
Mhm.
And you can teach those like macro lessons to your kids and just say, just be aware.
Yeah.
Like this is your life. I just want to teach you everything that I've learned so that you can live it to the fullest and have the happiest life that you can
Right.
and not blame me when no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um yeah, I think that's super important. Um yeah, another thing that's going to be so like when they are able to possess the technology for themselves is going to be super important. Um I think like I think there are plenty of tools available nowadays that like allow parents to really manage well like time,
Yeah.
um places your kids go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of this stuff can be tracked, it can be managed so that you can really like use these things as tools and like build your kid up to be able to function properly with these
Right.
tools,
Right.
just like they would with any other device that they need to use, like
Yeah.
driving a car
Mhm.
or, um, I don't know, managing their bank account,
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. Like this is just another tool that needs, you know, a roadmap
Yes.
of how to
Yes.
navigate it.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm thinking of like some people I knew in high school who this is kind of off track of phones, but they were into technology, and I don't know what they're doing now today. I'm sure they're doing something great with it, but like they were all into like making like their own movies.
Yeah.
So they like had their own green room and like in somebody's, I don't know, barn, and they would like
Sounds so sketchy.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, they were in high school. This was like their pastime.
No, I
But
know. They were into making movies.
okay, no, it
Like,
wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was no, no,
it
no, no.
just sounds bad.
But they would like film stuff and they would
Yeah, yeah.
record stuff and they like had a green screen and like I think that's great. Like if we can help our kids use technology like in that way and cuz yeah, that's great and then excel in that. Um yeah, that'd be great.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That
And there's
would
so
be
many
cool.
things that I don't know that you can do like just with your phone nowadays. Like with fancy phones, you can do like almost anything. So like I want them to excel in that if that's something they like.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I wouldn't wanna limit them in that way, but
Right. Like that's the thing. I really want our children to like appreciate the technology.
yeah. If they're paying for it, it will help them appreciate it. It will,
Yeah.
it will.
Yeah. But I mean, I just know like I don't wake up and appreciate the phone that I have and
Mm,
I bought it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like there's lessons I think that can be taught to like truly understand the devices we use,
mm,
like kind of break them open, not literally, but like break open like what's going on in our devices and like how crazy the process is to make them.
yeah.
Be real about the slave labor that was used to build them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, but also just like, wow, we have, and this is talked about all the time, but I don't think it really gets across to many people in a tangible way that like in your pocket is a computer more powerful than the computer that sent people to the moon,
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
know?
crazy.
And I know some people don't believe that the moon landing happened, so I'm not making a statement about that. But what I'm saying is the theoretical computer
Yeah,
that NASA used to launch ships to space
yeah,
is this is a greater computer in your pocket.
that's crazy.
That's mind blowing because
Yeah,
those computers were literally full rooms
yeah.
of processing
That's really hard to, like,
and they've made it into this
imagine.
little like rectangle
Yeah,
that fits in your pocket comfortably.
that's crazy.
It's crazy and awesome.
Yeah,
And one of the things that I'm seeing in this sort of like social media age is the fact that we're losing a lot of originality and creativity
mm. Why do you think that
with
is? Is it because we're so entertained?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're so entertained and we're so, I think, stricken. I don't know if that's the right word, by the kind of limelight or stricken by the glam
Yeah,
that we see on the people that we follow.
yeah.
I mean, creatively, people do make great content. They make beautiful things. Um, I don't know. Her dog is finding her way. Um, we're making beautiful stuff, but it's a lot of the same.
Yeah.
And I think when people are just watching that, they go, "Ooh, wow, cool. Oh man." But I don't know, it's just interesting. Um, let's take a break. Whoop, Brom.
Watch out.
And we're back. So I don't remember exactly, but I think we were talking about the fact that we need to teach our kids kind of to value and to understand the kind of incredible leaps forward that the technology that they're using, the tools that they get
Mhm.
to use in this amazing age of technology, how incredible it is. And
Right.
the kind of inner workings of it, the process and it went through to get to where it is now
Yeah,
so that they can appreciate what they're using.
yeah.
Because I think like that's the case with everything. Like if you can have gratitude and appreciation for the things that are in place, you're not only going to be a happier person, but you're going to be, I think, a little more responsible with
Yeah.
those things that you have. And I think that goes for everything. Like if you're grateful for the food that you have just a different perspective about it.
Mhm.
Um, it's not just a commodity to be ingested.
Right.
It's a tool to your overall well-being.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same goes for I think technology. As long as you have like a good healthy understanding of it, you're going to use it effectively
Right.
and be able to use it to enhance your life, which is the whole purpose of it.
Right.
And it does enhance our lives, but like most people don't really understand that and actually are able to communicate that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like, I think we should be, like, talking to each other, like, every so often, just like, how incredible is it that we like, I remember this is so crazy, and this is, like, a millennial thing. I remember how cool it was when we were first able to get the internet on our phones.
So when did you experience that?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm
College, maybe?
okay, okay. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
I I had a flip phone until I married you.
yeah. No, I
I
know.
didn't have a nice phone until I married
I
you.
know.
So
I know.
I mean, I could call people and text
Right,
people,
right.
but, like, I wasn't searching stuff on my phone.
Yeah,
I was searching stuff still in my parents' basement
right.
on their
I
big
mean,
computer.
college for us
Like, I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have, like, a nice
no, no.
phone,
I
like
mean, like, going into freshman year of college, I had a flip phone essentially. I don't
Okay.
know what kind of phone it was, but it essentially was a flip phone.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I got my first smartphone. I'm not sure, but I know it was
Yeah.
around that time.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible fact. Like I remember my parents or one of my parents just being like we were talking about something and we were just like, I can't remember this thing. And one of my parents was just like, well, why don't you look it up on your phone?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
kind of sarcastically, like, oh, on your smartphone.
Right. But then you're like,
Oh
"Wow."
my gosh, I could look this up right now
Yeah.
on my smartphone.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
And yeah, we've kind of like, we take that for granted.
Yeah,
We have
we
every single piece of information, true or false,
right.
in the palm of our hands.
Which is funny. It is kind of funny that we take that for granted because, like, we should know, like, before, if you wanted to know what that word was and you didn't have your phone with you, like, you wanted to know the definition, you had to go, like, to a dictionary
right,
and figure it out.
right,
Whereas now you can, like, I mean, I talk to my phone all the time when I'm schooling our kids. Like, I'll be like, I don't know the answer to that question. I just ask my phone and it tells us.
it's incredible. Like you could have a question about volcanoes
Yeah.
and go show the kids a volcano on your phone.
Or even better yet, a YouTube video
That's what I mean. Like
to,
you
like,
could be
show
like,
them and explain.
volcano. This
Yeah.
is what it does. Look at it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I legit remember going to the encyclopedia, not just the dictionary, the
Yeah.
Webster's dictionary, but like we had a whole
That
forget-
word in itself seems so old.
what we know Wikipedia.
Yeah, yeah.
But like there used to be an entire shelf at my house that was like A to Z encyclopedia.
Yeah.
That was basically like history, facts about whatever,
Yeah.
volcanoes,
Yeah.
the Roman Empire, whatever you could think of.
Yeah.
And you would have to like be like, okay, what does it start with? Let's look up it would be
Yeah.
around this part. Let's see. Oh my gosh, they have pictures for this one.
Right.
There's pictures. I
Can
don't
you-
just have to read and imagine what it's like. They have a picture.
Right.
It's like, that's so crazy that
Yeah.
now we can go watch a video about it, about any volcano in the world.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, just imagine if we used our brains like that hard, but with this technology.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. Oh, I hear.
Wow,
I
baby.
hear kids.
You can't sleep because your nose feels really bad? Okay. What would make that better?
I could put Vicks on her.
Some Vicks, some good old Vicks.
Mhm. Under her nose.
I mean, you could try. All right. Back to it once again. So far we've covered the time in which we want to introduce our kids to technology. We've discussed the things that we're going to teach them that are involved with the technology,
Right.
like just in terms of like how to navigate the actual platforms themselves,
Mhm.
the things to look out for, the things to be aware of, the what you'll find in the comment sections, like all of those different things, and to understand the value of the products themselves, right?
Yes.
So
Sorry. Please forgive us. Our dog is a little antsy.
that's okay. This is part of home edition, all right? This is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get interruptions from our kids, and you're gonna get dogs, and you're gonna like it. But I think those are really great initial steps. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, we're not going to know what social media platforms are going to be there.
Oh,
We're not
yeah.
going to know what things we're actually going to navigate when the time comes that they're going to desire to be on these
Right.
platforms.
Right.
But we can be prepared on how we're going to respond or how we're going to, I guess, introduce,
Right.
properly introduce our kids to these things.
Yeah.
And I know, like, so this is something that maybe some people might push back on and say that it's better to just let your kids experience those things for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I've heard both sides. I've heard both sides
Yeah.
of that argument.
But like, what's your perspective on that?
I mean, I heard I feel like I'm taking this from somebody else, but I heard someone say something that I thought seemed about right. They said that like years ago, like most standpoints were, oh my goodness, this dog. Most standpoints were that like you just let your kids experience things and learn from those things.
Right.
Which I agree with for the most part. But when it comes to like social media and everything on the internet, like this is a whole different world.
Right.
And what this person was saying was that like as a parent, specifically with your child, when it comes to social media and the internet, like there's no like too overbearing.
Yeah.
And usually I would be the more laid back person, like let your kid learn. But I agree with that. I feel like for this, because this is new for everyone.
Right.
Like this is new for us. This is new for them. And people are going to take advantage of that. And of course, me as the mom that I am, I'm always thinking worst case scenario, like
Right.
some creep is going to exploit my child in one way or another, whether they're going to have them, like
Right.
steal money from them, or they're going to, get them, they're going to groom them for sexual exploitation, like I'm always thinking worst case. So yeah, I think that I don't think it's too much to like keep an eye on their activity on there and to really teach them and to be very involved in that aspect.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to other things like, job, like let's say their first job and they're messing up a lot. Like I want them to succeed and I can teach them, but like, I'm not going to get super nitty gritty involved. Like they're smart kids. They're going to learn, like at their job. Okay. Well, when I talked back to my supervisor, well, that didn't go very well. Like, or maybe I lost my job because of being late too many times.
Right.
Like those are life lessons you need to learn. And it's good that you learned it now while you're 17,
Right.
But when it comes to the internet and social media, I feel like it's okay to be very involved as a parent. I mean, that's just my viewpoint.
I agree because it's not a clear navigation. It's ever changing, it's ever updating, it's ever trying to figure you out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be changing specifically for your child.
Yeah, which is kind of creepy.
And yeah, I just think you need to kind of, at least while they're your child, and under your supervision, like you need to supervise them.
And you don't know, like before the internet, I mean, like you knew for the most part, like what your child was seeing and hearing and experiencing, just because like, okay, they went to baseball practice. Okay, they went to church. They went to this friend's house. Like we know their parents. But now, like with the internet, like you have no idea what they just watched,
Right.
what they just listened to. So that's really, I mean, that's a little scary for a parent,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, those things definitely need to be monitored. And
Yeah.
thankfully, like you said, there are a lot of tools, that you can use to monitor that and know what your kids have watched or listened to or how long, and kind of put limits on all that stuff. So
Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. I think like we're on the same page. So
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Um yeah. I don't know what you think. Um Let us know in the comments how you would handle social media with your kids, or I don't know, anybody that you're trying to mentor or supervise or whatever it is. Let us know in the comments if you have any tips, suggestions, whatever it is. We would love to hear from you. And we're just gonna. This is what home edition for Just Breathing is gonna be. We're just gonna talk about topics like this and help improve our family, so that hopefully it can help improve your family. And if it helps you, give a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube, follow us, or subscribe if you're listening to this on a podcast platform. And yeah, we love you all. Bye.